Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Governor's Awards in the Arts. On behalf of the Kentucky Arts Council and our board, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this annual celebration of creativity, culture, and community. Today, we recognize some of Kentucky's most extraordinary artists, educators, advocates, individuals, and organizations who have dedicated their lives to making the arts a vital part of our everyday experience. The Governor's Awards in the Arts are the Commonwealth's highest honor in the arts, and each year we are reminded that Kentucky's creative spirit runs deep in every county, every classroom, and every community. We're also grateful to our partners, our supporters, and our local arts organizations who help us fulfill our mission of serving all Kentuckians through the arts. For the 2025 Governor's Awards in the Arts, commissioned artworks were created by Alita Stone. Alita, if you wouldn't mind standing. Alita is a contemporary collage artist living in London, Kentucky. After moving to Kentucky from California, Alita began making functional collage pieces from recycled and reused domestic and exotic hardwoods and softwoods. For the pieces you see today, Alita got permission to collect destroyed and discarded items from the cleanup after the deadly tornadoes in London and Somerset. Mixed into each award are pieces of lives that were forever impacted that night in May. You can see the journey from darkness into hope and light in each piece. And if you read the back of your program, there is an explanation and on the inside back cover of Alita's process. Alita, we thank you once again for these wonderful pieces and look forward to watching the evolution of your work in the years to come. Now, I'd like to introduce to you the Kentucky Arts Council Board co-chair, Ms. Dior Cotton, who will serve as our host for today's event. Dior.
Good morning, and thank you everyone for being here. For 48 years, the Governor's Awards in the Arts have stood as a symbol of Kentucky's enduring commitment to creativity. These awards honor the artists, educators, organizations, and advocates who reflect the rich cultural fabric of our Commonwealth. Each honoree reminds us that the arts are not just a reflection of who we are, they're a force that shapes who we become. The awards began with the simple idea that artistic excellence deserves to be celebrated at the highest level of state government. Today, that idea has grown into a proud tradition that connects our local communities to the national stage. It's now my pleasure to introduce someone who understands that power of that connection, the role the arts play in shaping Kentucky's story. The Secretary of the Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Cabinet, my friend, Lindy Casebeer.
Thank you, Dior. And thank you to everyone for your participation and attendance today. And what you do all day, every day in supporting the arts throughout Kentucky. The arts are not just a reflection of our culture. They are a driving force for our economy and a cornerstone for tourism across the Commonwealth. From our world-class festivals and performing arts venues to our artisan markets, museums, and creative main streets, the arts attract jobs and strengthen our communities. Our creative industries contribute nearly $7 billion each year to Kentucky's economy and support tens of thousands of jobs statewide. When folks visit the Commonwealth, they may come for bourbon and horses, but they learn very quickly that there's so much more. They discover our thriving art scene, our amazing culinary experiences, Kentucky's rich music heritage and landscape, and they keep coming back. The honorees we celebrate today are the heart of that success. Their creativity inspires pride, attracts investment, and reminds us that Kentucky is a place where art and opportunity go hand in hand. It's now my privilege to introduce a leader who understands what the arts do for our economy and our culture and our humanity. Our governor, Andy Beshear.
Thank you all and good morning. I want to thank Secretary Case-Beer for that introduction. And it's great to be here today celebrating incredible artists who aren't being given an award, they're being recognized for earning that award. I look around and we see artists, the art community, people that make our new Kentucky home so special. I think about our journey in these last 6 years, how the rest of the country used to look down on us and now they're looking up to us. That's not just our roaring economy, it's our creativity, it's our talent, it's our leadership in so many different areas, including the arts. As we come together on Thanksgiving week, I can't think of a better moment to pause and to give thanks for the talented Kentuckians that inspire us every day. As I've shared before, the First Lady and I believe that the arts are transformative. She is also a California transplant, so good things move from California to Kentucky. We've hosted so many talented artists at the Capitol to share their work, whether it's during these awards at our Teen Kentucky Gallery or every year at the Governor's Celebration Derby poster, capturing the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. I've had the honor of appointing a new poet laureate every 2 years to represent Kentucky, and boy, do we have talented authors and poets out there. Crystal Wilkinson, Silas House, and Kathleen Driscoll have been amazing in representing Kentucky. The Governor's Award in the Arts is an important event we hold each year. And each time we come together, I'm reminded that we're almost the same age. But if the awards for the arts just turned 48, I'm proud to report it is 5 days older than me. But each year, to see these honorees, to recognize their talents and their contributions, the impact they're making not just in the Commonwealth and beyond is something that brings us together, should give us pride, should push out any of the other craziness of the world, and just to be inspired by people's creativity and talent. During this ceremony, we celebrate the arts industry and the talented Kentuckians that bring it to life. Today, we're celebrating how communities can access and experience art by bringing art to the people through hotels and farmlands. We're also recognizing the deep roots of Appalachia and craftsmanship that has helped those stories reach more people. And we're celebrating music that proudly represents Kentucky on the national stage. By the way, Teddy, you sang Happy Birthday to my wife this year, which I'm grateful. And thank you for all the contributions you've made in different events that we've done. The arts are essential to Kentucky, to our people, and to our future, because they not only inspire, they help make our new Kentucky home a welcoming place for families from all over. The arts is a $6.9 billion industry, so no one should ever tell a young person that there isn't a real career available for them in the arts. And I'm grateful to the Kentucky, the Governor's School for the Arts, to show that we truly value our young artists out there and that we are inspired by their abilities. We think about 51,000 Kentucky jobs being supplied by the arts industry. That's 51,000 Kentucky families that can put food on the table doing a job that they love. The arts help fuel our $14.3 billion tourism industry, which has now celebrated the best 3 years in our history. 3 years ago, I got to say this is the best year for tourism in Kentucky's history. And then 2 years ago, I got to say this is the best year for Kentucky tourism in Kentucky's history. And this year, I got to say it again, 3 years back to back to back. Let's celebrate everyone in that industry. And Judge, it takes every part of our economy to contribute where we are. I hope you're proud of where Kentucky's gone. Each of the last 5 years, top 5 in economic development per capita. In fact, Moody's just put out a report, and they said if every state was its own country, where would its economy be? Half the states are in recession. A third of the states are flat. Kentucky is still growing, and that's because of everyone's contributions throughout this state. We have to continue this momentum, and I'm convinced that this momentum is in part because of our creativity, our critical thinking, which the arts helps inspire in not only our young people, but our adults alike. I'm proud that since I took office, we can now brag nationwide about more than 1,200 new location and expansion projects, a record $43 billion of new investment in us, a record 64,700 new jobs. I can tell you that's the most of any administration. And when I asked who's second, they said, your dad. But to keep this momentum going, we've got to take intentional steps to support those who help make these wins a reality. That's why Team Kentucky is going to continue to support the arts. We invested $1.7 million towards recovery efforts for the arts in Kentucky. We awarded more than $500,000 to 6 arts organizations to support economic growth and recovery. We directed more than $88 million to help the tourism industry rebound from the pandemic, and we're going to continue to invest in the Governor's School for the Arts. The best thing about all these wins is seeing our neighbors thrive. And thriving isn't just about being able to put food on the table. It's that enriching experience that makes our lives better, and the arts contribute so much to that. You know, here in Kentucky, I want people to believe that that American dream is still real, that if they work hard and they contribute to their community, that you can not only get ahead, but you can live a full, successful life, that you can pursue your own happiness, that you can find that in enrichment, and that you can provide your kids that better experience than maybe you grew up in. As a Kentuckian, I recognize just how special our Commonwealth is. And because of our people, you tell our stories. Arts tells those stories to the world and so much more. So thank you to the Kentucky Arts Council for hosting this event, and congratulations to this year's Governor's Awards and the arts recipients. Thank you for sharing your gifts. Thank you for working to strengthen Kentucky and for showing us hope, compassion, and creativity, and always moving Kentucky forward. If I could just close by saying I always love how the award is handcrafted and a little different each year. The award is art itself. But this one really hit me today. You know, since I became governor, we've had a pandemic, 14 federally declared weather disasters, 2 that should have been declared. We've had 2 helicopter crashes, sadly a recent plane crash, and a mass shooting. And we have been through a lot. I think art, and especially this art, shows healing, shows the importance of people's lives, show that while certain things may have been discarded, that we can rebuild, but that also we need to keep thinking about those that were lost, 13 in that tornado, 81 in the 2021 tornadoes, 45 in the 2022 floodings, another 13 in that UPS plane crash. So let's remember that there are folks in this Thanksgiving season that still need our help, and that we can be there for them, and that the arts and the amazing work that you all do helps our people heal, achieve, and move forward. Now I'm going to hand it off so that we can have the real stars of the show today, these artists that have won these awards. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Governor, for that. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for your support of the arts. Our first award this morning is the Folk Heritage Award. This honor is awarded for outstanding effort to perpetuate and promote Kentucky's unique artistic traditions, including traditions brought to Kentucky from other regions, states, or countries. This year's winner has spent her life preserving, sharing, and reimagining the traditional art of South India, while making Kentucky her creative home. A Bharatanatyam dancer, choreographer, educator, and visual artist, Lakshmi Siraman brings grace, spirituality, and storytelling to every performance. Her work bridges ancient traditions and modern expression, weaving movement, rhythm, and emotion into something both timeless and deeply human. As founder of the Shri School of Dance, she has mentored students of all backgrounds, inspiring them to explore culture through movement and self-expression. Lakshmi is also a gifted painter whose vivid meditative canvases radiate joy, compassion, and energy, the same spirit that defines her dance. Through her artistry, generosity, and devotion to community, she connects people across cultures and generations. Please join me in celebrating Lakshmi Siraman, recipient of the Governor's Folk Heritage Award. Lakshmi.
Good morning. It's a privilege to be here, and I'm truly honored to receive this award. I hold deep gratitude for my friends, and especially my family, whose steady support carries me to this moment. My heartfelt thanks to the Governor's Office, the Kentucky Arts Council, and everyone who makes space for artists and culture bearers across our state. Arts have always been a living presence with me and within me. My performance work is rooted in South Indian classic, folk dances, and theater traditions. And it has taken deeper root here in the soil of Commonwealth. Whether through movement or visual art, the impulse for me remains the same: to listen deeply, to honor lineage, and invite people into spaces of connection and creation. Art is shaped by memory, imagination, and shared experiences. It roots us, it steadies us, it reminds us of what truly matters. Every day, I see how art transforms people. It softens us, it helps us listen, it brings communities together that might never have crossed paths. Kentucky has a long, strong tradition of storytelling and community spirit, and art draws us into that tradition. When we gather around art, we remember our shared humanity. In the world we live in today, especially today, we need these points of connection. We need spaces that hold our stories with care, curiosity, and compassion. I carry the influence of teachers, elders, collaborators, and communities who have entrusted me with their knowledge and traditions. Their guidance lives in every rehearsal, every intent, every thought, every creation, and every creative offering. I am grateful that Kentucky has been a place where these traditions have found a welcoming home. Across Kentucky, from classrooms to universities to community spaces, I have shared my work with people of all ages, and I have been met with such generosity, curiosity, and welcome. These experiences continue to shape how I create, how I teach, and how I share. Community, Kentucky, is home to extraordinary creativity and resilience. From the mountains to the river cities and across traditional and contemporary forms of art, there is a deep commitment to culture here. Art is essential as we weave the fabric of Kentucky. And as Governor Beshear has reminded us several times, we are in this together. I accept this award with deep gratitude. our collective dreaming, imagining, and creating makes possible a world of connection, unity, and love. This is essential work, and this is where I stand. Thank you.
I have to say, as the mother of a visual artist and dancer, these awards always give me inspiration. I think about my oldest daughter, who was inspired by Teddy when she was a violin player, and my younger daughter, who I hope will be inspired by Lakshmi as she continues to dance and create her own visual art pieces. Just thank you for all that you do every day. All right, get to the words I'm supposed to say. Now, our next honoree embodies the Community Arts Award, which is given each year to an organization or individual that demonstrates a positive impact in the community through the arts. Our winner represents more than 6 decades of creativity, collaboration, and community spirit. The Owensboro Art Guild began in the early 1960s with just a handful of artists and educators who believed that art could bring people together. The first juried exhibition, held in a vacant home on Griffith Avenue, sparked a tradition that continues today as the longest-running juried art show in Kentucky. Entirely volunteer-run, the Guild has grown to include more than 65 artists, from beginners to professionals, who share their talents through exhibitions, demonstrations, and community outreach. The Guild's members embody the belief that art is for everyone, that creativity can unite rather than divide. Their inclusive approach has shaped Owensboro into one of Kentucky's most vibrant and welcoming arts communities. Today, we honor the power of perseverance, passion, and purpose. Please welcome Jim Barr and the Owensboro Art Guild recipients of the Governor's Community Arts Award.
Governor Beshear, or Andy, as a lot of us Kentuckians feel honored to call you. Thank you. Members of the Kentucky Arts Council, and all of you folks who love the arts, as we do. On behalf of the Owensboro Art Guild, both past and present, we thank you for this great honor. The current Art Guild in Owensboro is a continuing reflection of many generations of artists and volunteers and supporters who believed that creativity could knit a community together. Since our founding more than 6 decades ago, the Guild has been more than an organization. It has been a family of makers, of dreamers, and neighbors who lift one another up and keep the visual arts alive in Owensboro and our region, actually. The art that flows through our exhibitions and our programs has always shown that the visual arts, that the vision of both our young folks and our young at heart, and in all of its many forms, from painting to sculpture, drawings, photography, and all forms of mixed media work. For us, this award celebrates not just the Guild's achievement, but the enduring power of the arts to bring people together, to spark imagination, and to keep Owensboro's creative spirit alive. On behalf of the Art Guild from Owensboro, we all thank you very much.
This next category is very special to me because it was because of teachers that I had that inspired me at a very young age that I wanted to be a high school band director, and that dream was fulfilled for me. This day is very special because it brings a lot of people back together on this occasion every year. I see the audience, Marquita Sparrow, who was secretary of this cabinet, who means so much to me, and Lori Meadows, who's the chair of the Kentuckians for the Arts, that advocate for the arts across Kentucky. We also have some guests from Louisville Visual Art here today for Wilma Bethel. This award is chosen, the Education Award is chosen from a large number of nominees because there are so many across Kentucky that make a significant contribution to the arts each and every day. For more than 50 years, Wilma Johnson Bethel has taught generations of Kentucky students not just how to make art, but how to see and understand the world around them. A lifelong educator and advocate, she began teaching at Crosby Middle School in 1971 and has remained a guiding light in arts education ever since. Through her long association with Louisville Visual Art and its children's fine art classes, who, by the way, is in its over 100th year, over 100 years of educating children in visual art. Wilma has helped thousands of students discover their creative voices. Her philosophy is simple but profound. Every person is creative. They just need the tools and encouragement to express it. Her lessons extend far beyond the classroom, instilling discipline, curiosity, and confidence in everyone she teaches. For her unwavering dedication to Kentucky's young artists and the future of creative education, we proudly honor Wilma Johnson Bethel, the recipient of the Governor's Education Award. Sadly, Wilma is coming off of a knee replacement surgery, and her doctor wouldn't release her to be here today. But she has a recorded message for us today.
Unfortunately for me, I am not with you today, but I am extremely honored to be chosen for this award. I would like to thank Lindy and my Louisville Visual Arts family for considering me. I consider myself an artist and an educator and have enjoyed teaching for Louisville Visual Art children's fine art classes for over 50 years. It's been a great joy, one of the greatest joys of my life, to teach talented and gifted students. Thank you so very much.
The Governor's Artist Award recognizes an individual who's had a lifetime of achievement in the arts. Approaching half a century of work, sculptor Sam McKinney has transformed stone, metal, and bronze into enduring reflections of Kentucky's heart and history. A native of Eastern Kentucky and a proud Morehead State University graduate, go Eagles, Sam's artistry captures the strength, dignity, and beauty of everyday life in the Commonwealth. From memorials and fountains to abstract installations, his public works invite us to pause, to reflect, and to feel connected to something larger than ourselves. His acclaimed piece, Adam's First Breath, stands as a testament to creation, vitality, and the relationship between humanity and nature. Beyond his own remarkable body of work, Sam is a devoted teacher and mentor who has inspired countless young artists to find their voice. His legacy lives not just in his sculptures, but in the lives he's touched. Please join me in celebrating Sam McKinney, recipient of the Governor's Artist Award.
Wow, this is wonderful. I'm truly honored to receive this prestigious Governor's Artist Award for lifetime achievement. And I plan on achieving a lot more. Life is short, our fate in many ways so random. A life spent interpreting the world through art is both a rare opportunity and an extraordinary privilege, regardless of the challenges. And making a living as an artist, it's a world of challenges. Nothing happens in a vacuum, and it's essential to recognize and celebrate the teachers, artists, musicians, writers, neighbors, family, and friends whose support made it possible. We can never pay it back, but we can pay it forward. Be a mentor, open other eyes, and lift people up. This award is an unforeseen honor, and I accept it in the name of all those who nurtured me along the way. Perhaps my story can serve as encouragement to someone else. Embrace the love you receive and pass it on, no strings attached. Trust in yourself and in the power and legitimacy of your own unique vision. I would like to thank Governor Beshear and the Kentucky Arts Council for being outstanding stewards of the arts and culture of Kentucky. I graciously thank Lori Meadows for nominating me and Pam Oldfield-Mead for facilitating the support letters. And I'd like to thank the generous people who wrote the supporting letters. I humbly thank the divine Creator for blessing me with creative talent and loving parents who fostered and encouraged self-confidence in expressing it. Last but not least, I thank everyone for being here, supporting the arts, and sharing the awards with the recipients. Peace and love.
The Governor's National Award in the Arts honors individuals whose achievements have reached national prominence in the arts. This year's winner is a conductor, a composer, and a community visionary. Teddy Abrams has redefined what it means to lead an orchestra in a modern era. As music director of the Louisville Orchestra, Teddy has built a new kind of musical family, one that belongs to all Kentuckians. His energy and imagination has turned the orchestra into a force of connection and renewal, reaching audiences from the concert hall to every corner of our Commonwealth. Through groundbreaking projects like In Harmony and the Creators Corps, Teddy has brought music to all 120 counties, offering opportunities for Kentuckians to experience and create art in their own communities. His Grammy-winning collaborations and genre-blending compositions from hip-hop to classical reflect his belief that music should unite, not divide. Charismatic, compassionate, and endlessly curious, Teddy Abrams embodies the transformative power of art to bring people together. Please join me in celebrating Teddy Abrams with the Governor's National Award.
Of course, I'm deeply, deeply honored by this award. Thank you all very much. But I have to accept it on behalf of the institution that brought me to Kentucky, because I'm here because of the Louisville Orchestra. A conductor stands up there, well, actually very strangely, with their back turned to the whole audience. It's the only performance, I think, genre where you literally turn your back on the audience, and that's what you do, and waves their arms around and makes no sound. It's really odd, actually, if you think about it. It's a very bizarre thing to do. You get up there and just move your hands and your body, but the musicians in the orchestra are the people that make the sound. And there's so many other people as a part of the orchestral family that make sure that the music happens and the music is brought to the people. So while I am, as I said, deeply, deeply honored by this, this is on behalf of the giant Louisville Orchestra family that ensures that we have the finest orchestra in the world, the most creative and innovative orchestra in the world. And I've been here now 12 years. I'm also a California transplant, but very proudly a Kentuckian now. When people ask me where I'm from, I say without any hesitation whatsoever, Kentucky. And that's because when I got here, I wanted to be a Kentuckian. I don't think that you can conduct your city's orchestra or your state's orchestra and not identify with the people. Oddly enough, though, that's the industry standard. Most music directors of major American orchestras don't even live in the cities or states in which they conduct. The very first thing that I did, way before I even had the job, was my trial day of conducting the orchestra and a couple of rehearsals, was walk around the city and say, if I happen to get this position, I'm going to live here. I picked a street in Nulu. That's where I bought a house. Literally the day I got the job, I started the process, because you have to identify with the people for whom you are making art and culture. When I got to the Louisville Orchestra, the institution was in rough shape. The orchestra had been through a bankruptcy and a strike, a reduction in size and scope. It was a fraction and something of a shadow of what it had once been in the so-called glory days. And there were glory days for the Louisville Orchestra. It was once an orchestra known around the world for innovation in commissioning composers and premiering new music, recording it on its own record label and distributing throughout the entire globe. So I knew that there was a remarkable kind of golden history to the orchestra. And I was completely convinced that we could regain that. The ingredients in Kentucky made it once, they could make it again. And I remember advice that a teacher had given me when I was still in school. I was at music school, the Curtis Institute of Music. I remember he kind of came up, this teacher, right before a concert I was about to play, and he knew that I'd been having a tough couple of weeks, and he just handed me a piece of paper, and I opened it right before this show, and it said, creativity is not taking something that you want and making it what you have. It's taking something that you have and making it what you want. And I realized that we had all the ingredients at the Louisville Orchestra already. We didn't need to compete with the New York Philharmonic and the Chicago Symphony to be far more creative and innovative than any other orchestra. Not that it's a competition, but we didn't need to do that because the ingredients were here. And that's where we came up with the big ideas that have distinguished us. Instead of saying, let's all compete for the biggest, most famous composer and commission them and hope that we get to them before some other group, we said, why don't we attract the greatest compositional talent to be a part of the community, give them full-time employment, and have them write pieces throughout the year in the model of Haydn and Mozart? And that's what we did. We're the only orchestra on the planet that has something called the Creators Corps, full-time composers that come to Louisville and make music for our community and the state throughout the entire year as employees, not by commission. It's the same thing that led us to this notion of Kentucky is a place that makes extraordinary music. It's one of our most distinguishing features. It's one of the things that people around the world recognize us for. If that is such a great asset in the state, then we have to use it. And that's when we got the idea that we should take the orchestra to every part of Kentucky, to use music, which is something we all believe in and something that we all make, in an effort to bind our state together. There should not be divides between the urban and the rural. There should not be demographic divides that keep us apart. And music is one of the most powerful tools and perhaps the greatest language we have at bridging those divides and making people feel that they have community. And so we've done that. Week after week after week, we're so grateful to get to take the orchestra to every part of Kentucky, and we have seen magic happen. I can tell you that playing in a high school auditorium in Harlan or Hazard, or London, or wherever it might be, those are the most fulfilling performances I've ever participated in. That's when I know that I've found my purpose and I found my place. And so I am very grateful to be a musician in this great commonwealth. I'm very grateful for the award, but I also want to just recognize the amazing musicians, the staff, the supporters, the people that make the orchestra truly world-class, because they deserve this award too. So thank you all very much. It's an honor to be here.
And I'm just going to recognize that I am another California-born Kentuckian. We're representing today.
Which way that migration's going.
Exactly. Isn't there something called climate migration? Is that what we're doing? We don't know it? Okay. All right, our final award today is the Milner Award, honoring outstanding philanthropic, artistic, or other contributions to the arts. This year's awards have shown us, all of us, and more, but unfortunately, they could not be here today. When Steve Wilson and Laura Lee Brown set out to share their art collection with their hometown, they couldn't have imagined how profoundly their dream would reshape the landscape of contemporary art in America. Their creation of 21C Museum Hotel in downtown Louisville combined a free public art museum with a boutique hotel and meeting spaces. I've had some interesting time in those meeting spaces. A bold experiment that became a national phenomenon. Today, 21C has expanded to 9 cities, employing hundreds of employees and showcasing works by artists from around the world with a focus on inclusivity and accessibility. But their vision doesn't stop there. At Hermitage Farm in Oldham County, they've preserved Kentucky's rural heritage, transforming a historic thoroughbred farm into a destination celebrating our state's equine culture, natural beauty, and culinary excellence. I love food. Their innovation, philanthropy, and belief in Kentucky's creative spirit, they've proven that art, community, and preservation can thrive together. While they aren't here with us today, please join me in honoring Steve Wilson and Laura Lee Brown, recipients of the Governor's Milner Award. And we will get it to them, and there are no remarks for them because it was an unexpected absence. So with that, we're going to applause them and transition. And I'll ask our wonderful executive director, Chris Cathers, to close us out for the day.
As we celebrate the accomplishments of these award winners, let us recognize that their work is deeply intertwined with the well-being of our communities. Their contributions create spaces for us to connect, to reflect, and to grow, ultimately supporting a health of our society. We recognize that we are stronger together. In honoring these artists today, we are affirming the importance of building a society where everyone can belong, connect, and experience the fullness of life. Through their creativity, our honorees remind us of the power of social connection, and they challenge us to continue building a more inclusive, resilient, and compassionate world for all. Thank you to each of today's honorees for your unwavering commitment to the arts and for your role in fostering a deeper sense of belonging and connection within our communities. Your work has made and will continue to make a profound impact on the health and well-being of Kentuckians. So I'd like to take a moment again to thank all of our honorees for today. We would love for the rest of our guests to join us upstairs for a reception with our artists. We want to thank the Kentucky Arts Council's board members who joined us today, and if you wouldn't mind standing momentarily so that we can recognize you. We want to thank the Kentucky Department of Parks Division of Food Services for the catering of our reception. For those of you who are traveling this afternoon and throughout the week, be safe and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you.